Hello, and welcome to another Monday Mystery Meeting. This is number 17, believe it or not, which means we're about a third of the way through the year doing Monday Mystery Meetings, which is crazy. And as you can see, we've got Sarah Reynolds with us here. So hello, Sarah.
Hi.
So obviously I've just told everybody your name, and we have people that watch this, some from Riverside, some aren't. So Sarah, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself?
Okay, well, I'm married to a guy called Stuart Reynolds, and I've got 4 wonderful children. I've got Danny, who's 22, and I've got Amaya, who's 6, Harper, who's coming up 5, and Theodore, who's just turned 1.
Wow.
So my life is rather busy at the moment. And basically, most of you will be aware of my mum and dad are in the church, Elaine and Chris Webb, they're leaders of the church. And I've been with Riverside Church since the beginning, really.
Wow.
But I did come away from church as a teenager.
Yeah.
For far too many years. Then I came back and recommitted my life to the Lord September 2005, I believe.
Wow.
So yeah, so I've been there ever since.
Wow, and so you've been here ever since. You've got 4 children, but obviously Theo is 1 now. Yeah. So really, almost half of Theo's life has been in lockdown.
It has.
How has Theo coped with lockdown?
I think he's coped really well. I think he's starting to get a bit bored as he would like to mix with other babies, but no, he's been all right.
Yeah. And the other kids, they haven't been stir crazy. They haven't been, jumping at the window going, "Let me out." How have they been?
They've coped remarkably well.
Really?
They've done stuff. So proud of him. But I think more Harper is ready for school now.
Yeah.
Back into routine.
Are you ready for Harper to go back to school now? Really? Is that what you're trying to say?
More to go back to school. But I know on the first day I'm going to miss them terribly.
You will, and that's the thing. You're ready to let them go back, and then you'll be like, "Oh no, where are they?
What do I do with myself?"
You'll just be holding on to Theo, going, "You're not going anywhere."
You're not going nowhere.
So obviously, lockdown happened now. I can't believe it's 5 months ago. Was when all this started. 5 months. It'd be 5 months this weekend or something. So what changed for you? What was life like before, and what changed when you came into lockdown?
Well, before lockdown started, I was quite sociable was going out with doing all the mum and baby stuff and doing baby group at our church for the under 1s. So my life was really kept quite busy, really, and I don't think I really grasped how lockdown or this would kind of hit us.
Yeah.
But I was in Northern Ireland 10 days before lockdown.
Yes, you were. Yeah. Wow.
It's a women's conference in Northern Ireland. So 10 days later, it was lockdown. My husband was furloughed for 3 months.
Wow.
But he's gone back.
Okay.
At the time, it was a brilliant help.
Yeah.
It would have been so much harder had him been stayed at work.
Yeah.
So I'm
was he actually helpful though? Was he at home being helpful, or was he at home being unhelpful?
No, he thinks he was.
Okay.
No, he was. But the biggest thing is really having children at home.
Yeah.
Because I've worked all the way through.
Yeah.
So in that respect, that hasn't changed for me, bar my shifts.
Yeah.
I've had to do more shifts to work around childcare.
And where do you work? Just for the people that don't know, where do you work?
I work for Beauty Co-op.
Yeah.
I've worked for nearly 13 years.
In the middle of town, serving the people of the town, even through lockdown.
Yes. And that's had its challenges, but we've all got through it.
Yes. Oh my goodness. So you obviously you had to keep working, but Stuart was home, the kids were at home. Yeah. So really almost for you the big change was just going from being so sociable to just being all family all the time, and then trying to get off to work.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. Was it, as you say, was it a nice challenge? Was it a great thing to have the family around, or was it just like such an upheaval that you were really surprised by it?
I think in that respect, everything's been so easy.
Wow.
Where I thought if you could look into the picture and think, oh gosh, that would be chaos.
Yeah.
No, it's been lovely.
Wow.
And I think we've learned to appreciate our close family a lot more through this.
Yeah.
And it's really good. And you just get closer. The relationships get even stronger. It's lovely. I love it.
That's great to hear, because I mean, in my head, I mean, it's just me and Liz, and yeah, it gets touchy at the best of times. So you get more than me and Liz, and suddenly it becomes something else. But I'm so pleased to hear about that. But so, what have been your personal challenges then, almost through this time? Obviously, having the family there was a big plus. What have been your challenges?
My challenge is really, I could only say, is the fear of the not knowing and the fear of the virus.
Yeah.
And because I really do suffer, well, I should say I did suffer horrendously with anxiety, to the point I have been hospitalised because of it.
Wow.
on ECG and stuff, because of how bad my anxiety got. And it's over health, really. So COVID-19 really just, well, it set me off to the point where I didn't want to go to work. But I thought, I can't let fear basically override everything I've done. And I was praying, I've prayed, just, Lord, take this fear away from me. I thought that the fear wasn't going.
No.
But I think with me, it's been a lesson, a step by step lesson through it. Wow. And I've been getting cards from yourself, which we look forward to. And they've always had verses that were spot on at the time I needed it. Wow. And so it's like God saying, are you listening to me yet? Then if I got a bit anxious again, you sent me another one. Now are you listening? Even on Facebook, I had a post-it come on my Facebook like with an open envelope saying fear doesn't come from God. So now I don't fear it. Wow.
And I think that's amazing. That's something that's really special that you just said there. With some people, it's very easy to miss it. Sometimes you think God's going to just swoop in and take it all away, but actually sometimes God wants to do a deeper work in us and take us through a process, as opposed to just all being done and we haven't learned anything. It's just, oh, I feel great now.
I really think this is down quite deep rooted now. Because even at some point I go, oh, I know I would have been worried then, but I'm not. So I'm going to forget about it and carry on.
That is an incredible process you've been on. And just to know, like, things like prayers, the word of God, and it not just being by post, but by Facebook, it shows that God can rock up just when you need it in the strangest of ways and strangest.
I really can't emphasize the timing of all of those. Were so perfect.
And the thing is, and what I love about that as well, is God knew that you struggle with fear and you struggle with anxiety, and he knew that, and he chose to speak not just to you, but into your fear and your anxiety, into your struggling area, which that's amazing. Not only is he with us, but he wants to speak to us right where we're struggling.
Exactly. So I wrote them down.
Wow.
I've kept like a journal. So when all this craziness is over, I can sit back and go, look, he has spoken.
Wow.
Remember it.
And that's so important as well. I mean, it was something that I've been reading recently when I read Habakkuk. And Habakkuk 2, Habakkuk says, write down what God says so you don't forget it. And actually, that's true. If we don't write it down, it can just be a word that helps in the moment and it's gone. Whereas actually, what God shares with us isn't just for now, it's for always, isn't it? So.
And I think it certainly opened my eyes more to what God is doing. Maybe even though we can't see it, God is at work, and just to go, okay, over to you.
That is fantastic, and it's so inspiring to hear that. And I think people need to hear as well, you can be a Christian and struggle with fear and anxiety. I think sometimes people assume because I'm a Christian, I'm okay, everything becomes okay. And then if everything's not okay, people can go, well, I'm not a Christian then, surely. And that's not the case. We're human beings.
Exactly. It's a real, because you see how God works in some people's lives, and you go, but it's not happening that way in my life. But I know this way is perfect for me.
Brilliant.
So,
and that's such a, and again, oh my goodness, just the truth that's coming out here is fantastic, because one of the things I've noticed is one of the things that kills our faith is comparison. The minute we start comparing, well, they're like this and I'm not, we can allow that to kill our faith in God. But actually God says, I want to do that in them, and I'll do something else in you. Just because it's like that there doesn't mean it'll be the same. Important.
We've all got our own different stories to tell.
That's right. That's right. So actually, you've seen massive personal breakthrough throughout lockdown, really, haven't you?
Yes, it has been good in a strange way.
I think it's not been easy, and that is almost the thing. It's so hard, isn't it? Because you've experienced God, you've experienced breakthrough, which has been great, and you wouldn't have experienced this good stuff if it wasn't for the pandemic, which is horrible.
It's horrendous, yes.
But I think that's the thing. It's when we're reading the Bible that says God can use all things for His good. Absolutely. This is an example of that. This is a bad thing that God has used for good in your life.
Exactly, and I'm forever grateful for it.
Oh. Would you say that Stuart, the kids, your family, would you say they've noticed a difference in you because of this?
Yeah, especially Stuart, because he doesn't get anxious. I think it's hard for somebody who doesn't feel the anxiety to watch somebody who's going through it.
Yeah.
So, but no, they can definitely see a change.
Yeah. Wow.
Which is good.
And how has that impacted you at work? Because obviously at work, you're there, you're still serving the community. You've got the screens, you've got the face shields, you have people coming in that are supportive, you have public coming in that aren't always as supportive. Has that impacted how you've been at the co-op?
Certainly now when I'm working, I want to bring almost, not that we can forget what's going on, but a bit of fun, okay, we know what's going on.
Yeah.
But let's just try and bring a level of fun, happiness, just to make things go easy. And it is hard when you do have people coming in who aren't abiding by what is set out, but you've just got to go, okay, not get wound up by anything, and just.
And I think that's great, not letting you get wound up anything, and say bring in some joy, bring in some laughter. I mean, Jesus tells us to be light bringers. And it is dark out there. The idea of we're still in a pandemic, that's not great news.
Exactly. And I'm trying to bring in, when we're on our breaks, God into just little snippets to them, so they're having a little taste, if you like. So
honestly, it's so great to hear just how God is breaking through into your life, even in the midst of difficult circumstances. And a lockdown situation, which can be difficult for some people, has turned out to be such a blessing for you. I'm really encouraged by that. It's great to hear that.
Thank you.
Really then, I mean, there's only two other things that I'd really love to hear from you about. What if you could give advice to anyone that's watching right now, practical advice, what do you want people to be doing? What do you think is the best practical advice you could give anybody right now?
The best practical advice is I could give, and I've learned, stop trying to think of when things are going to change, when things are going to get better, when we're going to do X, Y, and Z. Live and pray for the moment. Just give it to God, and you'll stop worrying. You'll stop all the what ifs. When can things change? You just go, okay, so over to you, God. I will live and enjoy now.
To be honest, I need that. That's, forget everyone else. That's the practical advice I need, because Liz will tell you, I'm someone that lives in the what if, and I'm constantly trying to plan for tomorrow and the next day and the next day. But because of that, I do think I'm often missing out in the moment. So that's for me, for no one else. But I think that's amazing practical advice. Thank you. And obviously that's helped you. That's something that you've learned coming through fear and anxiety through this time as well.
Yes, it has.
Wow. And I guess last then, what can we be praying for? If this is your chance to say to the church, pray for this. Pray. What is it that you think the church Christians out there should be praying for?
Well, all the children are all heading back to school now. So I would love people to start praying that when the kids go back to school, that they don't see the coronavirus, they don't see COVID-19 all the time. I want them, yes, they pray that they go back safe. Yeah. The staff are safe, but they can be children. Yeah,
that's a great prayer, actually, because that's the thing. You don't want children to lose their childhoods, do you, to this? And actually, we have a responsibility, yes, to keep them safe, but we do want kids to still be children.
Exactly. So that's what I ask for the prayer.
Wow, I think that's an amazing prayer, and actually, it's a real selfless prayer as well, because sometimes we can get so caught up in this is what I want, but actually, this is something that's for other people and that will impact families all over the country. If we can allow children to be children still, that will help them not just now, but in the future as well.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Really important.
See, love it. Honestly, I can't believe it. We've been 20 minutes and I'm so encouraged and I'm so impacted already. That's it. So if anyone else isn't, well, boo on you, because this has changed me. So thank you so much. Honestly, it's great that you've given up just 20 minutes of your time just to chat and hang out with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And we'll see you soon. So goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.